apparently a guy on TikTok, Luke, who video calls ChatGPT, shows ChatGPT objects in the kitchen, asks how much they weigh in gram, and then weighs them. And then if ChatGPT is wrong, he puts his phone in the fridge where ChatGPT is forced to chat with the condiments. And I think that is the level of respect ChatGPT deserves.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I fully accept that I don't know how to use it properly. I fully accept that all the shortcomings that are apparent to ChatGPT on my watch,
your problem.
A good proportion of them are going to be my problem for sure.
Yeah. Operator problems.
But there comes a time in everyone's life when you go, that's moved past me now. It's like it would have happened when Caxton invented the printing press.
Yeah.
There would have been people going, we don't need standardization of grammar and English language. We're fine as we are.
Yeah.
All the way through to now, where you've got people who are proposing marriage to invented
AI bots,
internet robots.
Yeah.
And some of them are already married with kids, from what I've seen.
Right.
So maybe
familiar
they
with how the first one would work, but how would the second work exactly?
Well, I guess they just
a little hard drive enclosure.
Yeah, just see it as a separate realm.
Right. Oh, right. Oh, so you have conversations about your virtual child. I guess if the ChatGPT.
I've not said virtual child. You said that. I've said people who are already married are still proposing extra marriage to an AI thing.
Oh, so they're not having kids with the AI.
I don't think you can do that, can you?
I don't think you can really marry an AI box, and it's not really real, is it? It's the predictive Google search.
I think some people go down so far down the rabbit hole with chatting to their AI friend that they propose marriage, or the marriage is proposed to them, and they say yes or whatever, and then the whole thing carries on. I just think that, that's your thing. Good for you.
Good for you.
You know, keeps you busy.
Yeah. Whatever.
I can't help but feel that at some point you're going to look back at that and go, I've wasted my life here.
It was a bit. Remember when we were in Johannesburg and I found that sort of circular, tubular hairdryer that I used on myself to give my hair more volume, and I did it for like about 7 months.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And my hair looked like straw, like big bouffanty straw.
Yeah.
It'd be like looking back on that and going, that was a strange time.
Your widow's peak is impressive these days.
It's the same as, honestly, look at pictures that we've taken 10 years ago. It's exactly the same. It's just as bad then.
I'll consult my
consult your Pete folder.
My Pete folder in time. I just think that when I spend too much time on, say, Instagram,
right,
I look back the next day and go, yeah, should have done something else. Like you've had like some time off, or you had for once, once a month you get an opportunity just to have a bit of downtime. Yeah. And what are you doing?
Do you feel, though, that if you've got a project you kind of want to, an extracurricular project you want to do, that you put too much pressure on yourself to get that done?
Well, me personally?
And then your personal life becomes pressure that it doesn't... It kind of happens with me a little bit.
I definitely get anxious about not using my own time well enough.
Yeah.
Which then destroys...
the time that you enjoy.
The time that I have, Yeah, that does happen.
Just general
definitely.
Anxiety, isn't it? You're kind of,
but I think
you're stealing today for tomorrow, aren't you?
But what I do think is that even if I did go down that if I knew how to use it, which I don't, if I go down that ChatGPT hole and somehow found myself with an AI girlfriend, I'd get annoyed with the AI girlfriend.
Right, and then you'd have to get another one. Maybe you could make the AI to build its own large language model, and you could get a LLM for an LLM and have a lovely lady, milady.
Lovely lady,
milady.
Well, Matthew McConaughey,
inside the LLM.
Have you seen that thing that Matthew McConaughey did the other day where he said to... Because with Matthew McConaughey was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Right.
And what happened...
Why are people still going on that thing? Should have said everything you possibly say.
Why are people going on there? The world's biggest show and platform to sell their own shit. It's a mystery to me.
It is a mystery, isn't it? It is.
I mean, why would, for example, an author go on Joe, or a movie star in this case, go on Joe Rogan's show when they've got a film out? I mean, it's a mystery, Pete. You used to fucking do the interviews and you're still fucking not getting it.
Yeah, I don't know why they were doing it either.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a video on the Absolute Radio YouTube page that's getting like 500 views.
But a lot of actors get paid less, don't they, to not do it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, Matthew McConaughey was on Joe Rogan.
Right.
As strange as that sounds.
Right.
And the clip of him, it's a clip of him that's done the rounds online.
Yeah.
Because...
not quite viral, just done the rounds online.
I guess people would say viral now. I don't know how it's gone viral. I just saw it in my algorithm.
In your algorithm.
And where he's talking about how he'd like a large language model and his own personal AI,
right?
And explaining a bit about how it would work, and it would only use his own stuff,
work and stuff.
Yeah, and then someone obviously commented on this saying, "It's just your brain, though, isn't it?" That you basically just described your brain, in like a different way.
Yeah.
But I would get annoyed with whatever AI girlfriend I had.
Right.
The same way I get annoyed with everyone all the time. Because
but you wouldn't, because they're quite these kind of AI models. They're very submissive.
Yeah, but I'd get annoyed with that. Stand up for yourself.
Stand up for yourself, woman.
No, you know that phrase they said. If
lovely milady, lady, milady.
If everyone you meet's a dickhead, you're probably a dickhead.
Right.
I'm about 5 years past that. I've accepted that a long time ago.
I'm in the dickhead space, like the metaverse, but it's just me.
There's no benefit for me. I reckon I could get the whole thing turned off. They turn themselves off.
Oh yeah, they try and control alt delete it.
They wouldn't want to be anywhere near my chat and my annoyance at them doing stuff.
Yeah.
So there's no point there for me. Yeah, I think you look a bit like Joaquin Phoenix in Her. You could definitely do that stuff.
Do you know what Joaquin Phoenix and Her talks to Scarlett Johansson, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
I've probably spoke about this before, but it's fascinating that she wasn't the original actor who recorded the lines with Joaquin Phoenix. It was somebody else who I forget.
What was the reason for that?
Saldana? Was it Saldana?
Zoe Saldana, okay.
Can't remember. She wasn't the original actor. The actor who did it originally was not her, and then they just sort of, just as, so it went down the line, it got produced and stuff, and then at the last minute they went, it's not famous enough. Let's get Johansson in there.
Didn't they do that in a very problematic way for a anime-inspired movie where they got Scarlett Johansson to play the lead role, even though the lead role was clearly like a Japanese woman?
Oh,
and she got in trouble for that as well,
that was... not Dark Angel. That was a TV show.
Ghost in the Machine or something like that?
Ghost in the Machine. It was Ghost in the Machine,
yeah.
I just assumed you were going to get that wrong because you're not a little weeb like me. But you got it right.
Would you consider yourself a weeb?
No, because you need to know things about like anime and K-pop and stuff, and I just really don't.
I thought weeb was specifically Japanese culture.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, K-pop is Korean, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think J-pop isn't strong enough in this day and age. So I think weeb stuff is.
I wonder why K-pop's been successful and J-pop hasn't been as successful.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably plastic surgery, more plastic surgery in Korea.
Because I will listen to some K-pop if my wife puts it on in the car, or I just catch a bit of it, and I always think, this sounds really good.
Yeah,
it's really nice. It's really well made. Good pop stuff. All the rest of it. But I just don't see myself ever searching for it or going for it, because I think it's just, for a man of my age, it might just be a bit problematic.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It was Samantha Morton.
Okay.
So it wasn't. So I wasn't racially profiling. It's fine.
One of the most famous Zoes in Hollywood.
One of the famous.
Fucking hell. Samantha Morton's really good though. That's strange that they. I mean, I guess if she wasn't famous enough, she wasn't famous enough. But she's done loads of good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess she's more famous now. But her sort of doing that and then just at the last minute going, no, we're going to have someone a bit more well known.
By which I mean I've heard of her.
Yes. Good point.
Sometimes you say that about an actor, and then if someone says to you, "Oh yeah, what they've been in," and you're like, "Oh fuck," like you fall yourself in that trap of going, "Oh, I love my favorite actor is Timothy Spall," and then I go, "Oh yeah, what do you like him in?" You go, can't really put my finger on it at the moment. Yeah. So that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
You wouldn't appear on Joe Rogan then, no?
I just think that he talks about space too much and fucking conspiracy theories, and I give that sort of thing short shrift, as you well know, Luke. Yeah.
He likes having a guy on who's clearly mentally ill who pretends that they did some senior role at like NASA or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And the thing about that is that
any Walter that's worked for the CIA.
Yeah, yeah. But in the particular case of like NASA or Area 51, it'll be like, and then they brought in the alien spacecraft. It's like they didn't. And Joe Rogan, I know Joe Rogan is problematic for so many different reasons, but even he at that point should just be going,
come on now. Yeah. Not being silly.
Because back in the day, that kind of geezer was interesting enough in a local pub environment.
Yeah. But when you couldn't prove anything.
It really frustrates me now that I go to my local pub, stand in my spot,
do some lying,
have a pint. No, but the thing is, you don't really see Billy Liar in there now.
No, I guess not. No.
There's just no room for them.
Yeah, there's people with like tall tales. There's a bloke who goes to my dad's old pub. Don't drink anymore. Trouble. trouble in his body, and he so he doesn't go anymore. But he used to be. I've spoken about him before, but he's like this rich, like slightly for the Hartlepool's kind of the people who own the pub. There's a family who owns pubs and off licenses and stuff. And there's this guy who's a well-known son of the family who has taken over all of the shops and the pubs and stuff. And they're a very well-known family in Hartlepool. Very successful for that.
Name
area.
them.
If you know Hartlepool,
where do they live?
It wouldn't be very hard
What
to find
street?
out who it was. And he stomps around telling some absolutely huge name
some
drops.
Stinkers.
Yeah, well, just some stinking name drops, and I'm like, and he's like talks about, I was on safari and I'm like, and my dad cannot stand him because he's a Flash Harry.
Yeah, okay.
And and all of the men in the pub are just like, oh, this fucking cunt. And again, just giving tall tales and just talking about which celebrities he's met. And there's always like 1980 celebrities.
What job does he have?
It's always like Max Boyce or something he's met.
Nice mention from Max Welshman. Where's he? What's the provenance of any of these stories? Is he just making them up off the top of his head?
He's just a well-known. He's well off for Hartlepool.
Is it based
so
on
he's
reality?
Been about a bit.
Okay, right.
So he probably has met these people, but it will have been like at a fucking function or something, like an after-dinner speech or something like that, at a members club or something in fucking Yarm. And
Yarm's nice spot.
It's a nice spot. It's a bad example, but so he drops names and stuff, and all of the old men basically see a little bit of their dickhead sons who move to the city and come home, giving it the big, give it the big.
You don't give it a big one, do you?
No. But my dad, when I discuss in a spirited way why we possibly shouldn't have voted for Brexit, and discuss that with my dad, who has changed his tune over the past couple of years, has to be said. I get the sense that he thinks that I'm a know-nothing city dweller who's coming home and fucking throwing my weight around.
But surely you know more if you've gone to London and lived. You would know more, no?
Yeah, but he lived in London and he sort of he was in the Navy and stuff, so he's lived a life. Yeah. So, but
there's an element. I'm on a couple of WhatsApp groups that are kind of tangentially related to football, and there's loads of people on some of these groups, and I know some of the people on them who invited me, and some of the people I don't know.
Right.
And it'll be around something like a shared interest, or say a five-a-side evening where people rotate in and out, and that kind of stuff. And the amount of people on there who are regularly posting shit about football,
right,
in this kind of I'm in the know, I spoke to that person kind of way, when they're just not,
right,
is epidemically large. So I think it's probably just moved platform.
Right, that's fair.
So it's not the pub anymore.
Okay,
it's a WhatsApp group, right?
Oh, see, that is poor, isn't it? That is the.
It's very very thin gruel, isn't it? Is what it is. And so some people will be like, I've seen like, someone be like on there. Some of these groups are just for like who's available for Five-a-Side Friday. Yeah. That's it. But then someone will just drop in there like, lads, you'll never guess what. I was driving down the fucking M4 the other day, or this morning, and I stopped to get some petrol, and I saw, insert name of Bristol City player here. Yeah. And he told me
he didn't tell you anything. He did tell you anything.
It's like what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So people are into that.
It's meeting the old man in meeting an old man outside a supermarket and telling him you're not to go in the supermarket because you helped him or something. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of.
No, the classic and
don't go to your shopping centre on the 3rd of April. Shut up.
The classic and very racist trope is the one that did the rounds where a bloke, presumably a white man, helps a Muslim shop owner,
Muslim fella,
who says, "Oh, by the way, don't go to the fucking don't go to Westfield on Saturday because it's a big thing."
It's lovely because it's racist, and the stupidest thing you've ever heard in your fucking life.
And it's also like it's
and one of those has been passed on by a member of the Ramble to us.
It's so racist because it implies that every single Muslim is in cahoots with this.
They've all got a WhatsApp group.
And they all know, They've got a massive WhatsApp group.
They've got a massive WhatsApp group.
Yeah, exactly. But I do bemoan, I am bemoaning, and I do regret the decline of the standard
bullshitter
Billy Liar, who would, he's been in the SAS,
Yeah.
He's played football for Man United, but he got an injury. He's got a supermodel girlfriend. He's Jay from The Inbetweeners.
Yeah. Where do you stand on the person who's done stuff, has those connections, bit of an embellisher though?
That's me.
Right. Yeah. If you can tell a story.
It's about me.
If you can tell a story, I think you've already got the raw materials there. If you want to add a little bit of of sugar,
yeah, I honestly,
bit of sprinkles.
Let me tell you something now. I will chat to people that I kind of know in the pub, say, and they'll be friends of friends or whatever, and sometimes they'll even know that the job you do, or they're just interested in talking to you or whatever. And I would honestly sometimes, I know it sounds arrogant, I'm not doing myself any favours by saying this, I get so bored that I will just exaggerate stuff.
Right. What, just to test yourself?
Tell them stuff about you.
Right, okay. You'll never guess what Pete did.
And then when I see him in a couple of weeks' time, I'll just see if I can remember what I said.
That's when you got to keep your stories straight, haven't you?
Yeah.
Ain't you?
Well,
I've got mates who have stories, and you're like, that's changed. That has been modified several times since the first time you told that.
But isn't that, if you were to get really deep into that and speak to, say, a particularly qualified like neuroscientist or psychologist in this area, they would probably say, as uncomfortable as it is for us to think about, there's no real such thing as like accurate memory. If you're talking, so people like Marcus, who's got a very good memory, right?
Right.
And he'll talk about stuff that's happened 15 years before, right? We assume that he remembers it perfectly because he's got the detail and because he doesn't drink and because of the rest of it.
Right.
I'm sure there's been studies done where that's like just not the case. People have their own perception, and it's almost like an evolutionarily necessary thing.
Well, with the I think with that bloke who does HMRC reviews of football podcasts, where he takes
that's a really good example.
He takes footballers to task about stories they've told and stuff. Now, if you're
about their own careers,
like so and so played with Zidane, so and so played with Ronaldinho, played against these people, and even the most kind of like barefaced sounding exaggerated nonsense sort of lies, you sort of in a situation where you you tell those stories so many times that I think I've told stories so many times that weren't my stories.
Yeah,
that I've attributed to myself by accident.
Yeah.
And it's nothing. I don't think you would say I was a blowhard. I'm not an exaggerator for the sake of exaggerating. I just fucking forget stuff. So sometimes I will attribute things to be closer than my orbit than not. And so like with footballers, I guess there's just so many more eyes on them, and they can't sort of put a foot wrong. There was that Rio Ferdinand thing where he posted a screenshot where Rooney had scored a hat-trick in a match that he hadn't. He'd only scored a brace. And it was like, you've got a fucking screenshot, and everyone's gone, Rio Ferdinand posted a fake screenshot. Who's making that screenshot that's adding one goal to Wayne Rooney to give to Rio Ferdinand to retweet? I mean, that's bizarre. But like, I kind of feel sorry for footballers because it must be quite hard to get stories right. I can't get stories right from like last year.
I also think that Lee Sharp one that did the rounds you're referring to, where he talks about playing against this bloke and that bloke and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I didn't get the impression that he was doing that on purpose.
No.
I think it would be preposterous for someone of his profile to just make stuff up and hope no one found out. He knows he just honestly misunderstood it or misremembered it.
Yeah.
But I think that's that without taking it into too dark a place, that's one of the really
He was a barbecue man.
He was famously a barbecue man. But that's one of the really problematic parts of trying to get historic child sex abuse cases prosecuted,
right?
Because
it's take the time.
Because nature of memory is so unreliable,
massively.
But people, particularly if you're asking for people's memories of events like 20 years when they were kids, it's like really difficult to pin things down, right? So anyway,
I sort of get the sense that in the court system, children are more likely to be believed than women.
Okay,
would that be fair?
I don't know.
I just get that sense. Speaking of which, I've just sent you a WhatsApp from a Facebook page. I don't know why this is in my algorithm. I guess I'm absolutely in the demographic for someone who would do this sort of thing. 814 Pred Hunters on Facebook.
I didn't really understand this.
They're basically, I think, from what I can tell, I think they're one of those pedo vigilante gangs.
Right.
Who go around. I've seen that clip where that Royal Mail guy gets stopped and he shits his pants.
Yes, I have, yeah.
I've actually pooed.
It's just
actually pooed.
It's just depressing, very upsetting.
Yeah. I hope he delivered the mail. So this message from 814 Pred Hunters is on my algorithm on Facebook. Dudes over 18. Do you have what it takes to pretend to be a teenager online without embarrassing yourself? Good news! 814 is looking for male-only decoys. But what's the pay, you ask? It's volunteer work, so a whole lot of justice.
Oh my God.
You must dedicate actual time. This isn't a login once a month between Call of Duty matches kind of gig. You must pass background checks. If you've got skeletons in your closet, leave them there.
What are these guys doing background checks?
I know. They're all... Generally with these groups, they've usually got a couple of paedophiles in their ranks. Yeah, that's usually how it goes, isn't it?
That's you're probably much more likely to be a paedophile.
Yeah.
If you're a paedophile hunter.
Yeah. Attend preliminary hearings. Yes, pants are required in court. It doesn't feel like an official court to me. I don't think some pedo hunters can turn up to a court and go, "Sorry, we do need this person vetted." No, go away. You should be doing this. Be tech savvy. Handle our current decoys' intense personalities. You got to be okay with being roasted by the team and the internet. If you cry easily, bring tissues or stay home.
What? When are you signing up?
I don't know. It would be really funny if I'd signed it, because you could presumably do it like anonymously. Couldn't you? Like, you should turn up, pretend, like fake documents. They're probably not the sharpest tools in the box. You just got to like turn up and...
If you are actively volunteering as a hobby to pretending to be a teenager online, you're a danger.
I think I am too.
You are.
I think I would be too.
This pedo hunter stuff came out about because the justice system is on its knees, right? And
did it? Or just the newspapers were just gone crazy about
I think
pedos?
It's a bit of all those things. I think it's a bit of all those things.
I'm going to lose my job.
Yeah.
Here's another famous one.
Yeah.
The shitty pants man and I'm going to lose my job.
Why are you watching so many of them?
It's only two I've seen that I can remember anyway. Mainly my algorithm is popping cysts. And popping cysts, and also getting rid of... people have got a load of plaque behind their teeth. Oh, my God.
Are you watching that? Is it satisfying?
It's like someone like making like a beautiful statue out of a rock. Of a big rock.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? It's like they're not drilling. They're just sort of like, it's like a vibrating little tool that opens up the plaque and
Does it do it with like sonar or something?
I think it's like that kind of very small vibration that just sort of shakes and breaks the plaque. Oh, it's so satisfying.
Mine is like, my Instagram algorithm is like really aspirational houses.
Yeah.
Meat being cooked by men in heat-proof gloves.
Right, okay.
And then like...
black latex gloves, yeah.
And
slapping that sweaty meat.
And women.
Yeah.
Just Instagram. Yeah. But I imagine every single man of a certain age gets the women one.
Yeah, I mean,
to be fair, I am clicking on them.
AI and Busters. Yeah, you don't have to click on it. You're not. Yeah, I mean, that is disgraceful.
That's what I'm saying.
Totally disgraceful. I don't think there's a single one that isn't Busters on that one. That's disgraceful.
They know what you're clicking on.
Hang on, second page. Yeah, still going. There's nothing apart from Busters here. That's not a usual. Good God.
You remind me of belly busters whenever you say Busters.
The only thing that isn't boobies is that fella. What's his name? The Irish
Barry Keoghan.
Barry Keoghan.
Yeah.
Barry Keoghan.
Good actor.
Busters.
It's funny how actors just have a moment, isn't it?
Yeah, you just feel. He had. I mean, I hope he keeps going, because he's been getting dogs abuse for his fathering.
Has he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. Was he been negligent or something?
No, I don't think it's negligent. Does that?
People who don't know him. People who don't know him.
You know what people are like. Everyone's got a fucking thing to say. They sort of said, because I think he had a kid, broke up with his partner, then went out with little doll, this little singing doll.
Sabrina Carpenter.
That's the one. Actual one.
Yeah. Well, people weren't happy with that.
I think it's one of those things where I think when you're going out with Sabrina Carpenter, it's fine. And we've all gone out with Sabrina Carpenter, but when you leave her orbit, everyone's like, "Oh, rubbish! That guy's rubbish."
Is she like the female Pete Davidson?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe.
He went out of everyone, didn't he?
Didn't we have an argument whether Pete Davidson was attractive?
Yeah, we did the other day. Yeah. I said that he.
Arguments, don't
no,
we?
I didn't. I don't think I was saying that. I was just you were making some point about.
I'm saying he's not handsome,
but he must have something going for him.
Oh, he's definitely got something going for him. It's his big dick energy, as I say.
Oh, is that what it is?
And he, I think Ariana Grande, gosh, it's so tittle-tattly. Ariana Grande said he had big dick energy, and he said, I'm really annoyed about that, because that's going to disappoint every woman else here after Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
And she's tiny, so everything's big, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Good.
On that note, little break. You didn't introduce the show, by the way, at the start of the show.
It's the Luke and Pete
now we're 20 minutes in.
It's the Luke and Pete
People won't mistake it for anything else, will they? They might mistake it for Luke and Pete talking sheet.
That's good.
Have they been cancelled yet or not?
No, I think they're all right, aren't they?
You did a load of YouTube search on about why they were problematic and they should be cancelled.
They were a bit...
And then someone in the office bought a mug.
Did they?
Yeah.
I've not seen that.
Yeah.
Luke and Pete talking shit. All right, well, Luke and Pete talking shit. We'll be back to deny certain historical events next. Last video they uploaded onto their YouTube was what's your least favourite race? Episode 144. That's spicy tamales. That's hot tamales, baby. It's the Luke and Pete Show. I'm Pete Donaldson. I'm joined by Mr. Luke Moore, and it is a bloody Thursday, God damn it.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say to you, I found a YouTube channel that I actually really like.
Okay, yeah.
It's called Battle Guide. And it basically does a really instructive and deep dive look at famous battles from history.
This is how you become a Republican.
So I did
this is how you become a Tory.
I did like
20 starts.
Did like 25 minutes on the Battle of the Somme yesterday.
Mucky.
Currently halfway
Sum
through.
up one war in a word. Mucky.
Currently halfway through Easy Company's assault on Brecourt Manor as part of the D-Day landings. And what I've got lined up next is their deep dive into the last stand at Rorke's Drift.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is famous from the movie Zulu, of course. There's thousands of them. You know.
Was that ever said?
Probably, I don't know.
No.
Probably, I'll let you know after I've watched it. But anyway, Peter, we have to do battery brands.
Let's do it.
There's two today.
Yeah.
Partly because you decided that you're going on holiday and had to prepare the show pretty quickly. So I didn't do three, I did two. So you want to read them, you go ahead, mate.
All right. Jay Price has got in touch with the Luke the Pete, big fan of the show. Since I started listening, I've sadly lost both my mum and dad to cancer. Jeez, that's a rough old ride, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that, Jay Price. Yes, got us through some really tough times alongside The Ramble and Abroad Japan. Been a big part of the soundtrack that's put a smile on my face when I needed it most. Good to hear. My dad was very much a dad's dad and was into all the proper dad things, collecting antique radios, clocks, cars and bikes. He managed to fill 2 garages with it all, and I'm still sorting through everything now. What a lovely tribute to a loved one, I think, going through their projects. While doing that recently, I came across one of my old childhood torches. Inside it were a couple of old batteries. Fingers crossed they're not just battery daddy cannon fodder. Also massive PSA when sorting through an avalanche of dad-related miscellaneous items. Google Lens is an absolute godsend. Yeah.
What's Google Lens?
You take a picture of something and it goes, that's a gun. That's
so it's
a shoe.
Google search for photos.
Yes, yeah, it basically it was kind of before ChatGPT did the ChatGPT stuff. It just basically identifies products and stuff if you need to sell them or stick them on eBay or something. Use Daimon, Daimon. It's a super drug brand, but it's a very pretty one at the same time.
So
Daimon
are a new player. We've never seen those before.
Daimon lights.
Daimon. I mean, it's an amazing find.
Yeah,
I'd never heard of them.
Logo.
I've not seen them before.
Yeah.
So they're a brand new player. Congratulations to you, Jay Price, and sorry for your loss. But hopefully the battery submission into the Battery Daddy confirmed is a little bit of a bright spot in your day.
Bit of dad action.
Yeah,
one might suggest. Stuart Mall has got in touch. Hello, the Luke and the Pete. Been a listener since the days of Luke and Pete's summer. Without dirtying my boots with an email, you've got to ask questions about why he's getting involved now.
Yeah.
I found this battery in my son's old Walker toy. Is that a walker or one of those walkers from Star Wars, do you reckon? You wouldn't entrust a Star Wars walker to a child,
you can see a bit of it in the background of the photo, so...
Oh, okay. All right.
Make an assessment. I guess for me, a walker would be... Because my son used to have one where you walk with it and it's got a load of stuff on the front where you can press and makes noises and stuff.
Yeah,
so
okay. I think that's probably right.
Probably that, yeah.
Yes, I hope it's an entry to the hallowed BBD, the Big Battery Daddy. Zern, super heavy duty. Z-E-R-N-E.
My son says Z instead of Z.
Well, most of the new ABCD songs incorporate the Z and the Z.
I would tentatively... I would Z and Z.
Z and Z.
I would
Zig and Zag.
Yeah, I would tentatively put forward the idea that the traditional ABC song makes no sense with the British pronunciation of Z.
Because it's
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
It rhymes.
Yeah.
Y and Z is the biggest anticlimactic end to a song in history.
W, X, Y, Z, or Z.
Oh, you say Z or Z? I've never heard that before.
Yeah. It seems needlessly complicated, but you just got to roll over. Just have a Z. Let's have a Z.
I think we should.
Let's take a Z.
It's more phonetically satisfying as well, Z.
Completely agree.
But you do look a little bit pretentious with it, you know. Like I can remember.
Z's around.
I can remember when people who actually. This is a slightly different point, but like I remember being on holiday in Santorini once, and there's a town there which everyone visits. I think because of the sunset there, called Oia.
Right.
Oia. Right. Oia.
Yeah.
Everyone calls it Oia.
Oia.
And then someone who is Greek adjacent said to me, "Oh, actually, it's pronounced Ia." Right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, fine.
Ia.
But what am I exactly supposed to do with that information? Because everyone calls it Oia.
Yeah.
I don't speak Greek.
Yeah.
So there's no way I can bring that to the table with anyone without looking like a completely pretentious bellend.
It's unless something
actually
big happens there.
Ia.
Yeah.
It's actually Ia. You're not going to say that.
You love that. That would be like the coup de grace for your pedants.
No, I don't think I am a pedant, but partly there's two reasons for that. There's 2 points to make about that. One is because you are just simply always wrong, and it annoys me. And secondly,
absolute rubbish.
And then secondly,
we need like a little blackboard, a little chalkboard.
I'm only a pedant about certain things.
Right.
Like,
okay.
I'm not a pedant about like random bits of trivia or something.
Right.
I'm a pedant about like
wars,
things that are
wars
important.
I watch videos on.
Like I keep saying to Marcus, Hugo Boss didn't design the Nazi uniform. It's
just
not true.
Stitch them together.
It's a myth.
They stitch them together.
Stop saying it. It's a myth.
Didn't they stitch them together? They made them. They produced them.
They manufactured them.
Yeah.
They didn't design them. But people say, oh, the Nazis' uniforms look so good because they were designed by Hugo Boss. But they weren't designed by Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss was, don't get me wrong, like
it's not a great thing to put on your CV.
No, but like a lot of those companies, they were like, pretty easily having their belly tickled by the Nazi regime, agreeing to pay the regime so they could continue to trade.
Is
and
it
stuff.
Singer made a lot of munitions. The people who make the
sewing machine.
The sewing machines.
Oh, did they? I don't know.
Putting oars and stuff, innit?
Yeah, I suppose. And you, I guess a lot of the car manufacturing companies would have made the tanks and stuff like that.
Yeah, they made artillery shells, sewing machines, and aircraft components.
One of the mad things about manufacturing of stuff like that in the war is that I was reading that in the Second World War in the US, when the US joined, when they kind of threw their lot in finally, the government, I think it's Roosevelt's government, asked Henry Ford, obviously tremendously problematic character for lots of different reasons, but asked the Ford company to build a plant to start developing bombers, right? Yeah. I can't remember the exact bomber it was, but whatever, B-52 or whatever. And so he went and him and his company built this factory, built all these like residences around it as well for the workers to live in. So it was all like in one complete place, right? And I think something like within a year, the factory was producing a B-52 bomber every 57 minutes.
Wow,
so they were basically turning out like thousands of bombers. Like the numbers involved when compared to like manufacturing and building these days are just astonishing. It's wild. Like, and I also remember reading that when the preparation for the D-Day landings and for the big Operation Overlord, obviously loads of missions had to be flown over mainland Europe to prepare it, so bombings and all that kind of stuff, right? And so an allied like air power was like completely dominant by that point, right? And which you'd expect. But when I was reading about it, I was reading it in James Holland's book, which is really good, and he was talking about the numbers involved, numbers of planes and stuff, right? And I just stopped and thought about it. I thought that is just crazy. Like if you looked up now,
the sky would be black with
and you saw like 5 planes together. You'd be like, that's a bit weird.
I saw a fly past like the weekend because we've got quite a Southend Airport's quite a lot of World War II.
How many planes?
It was like 4. And so imagine
some of these missions going over mainland Europe from the south of England to prepare the ground for D-Day were 800 planes, 5 times a day.
How were they?
5 times a day.
How are they not absolutely knocking each other out with the slipstream and stuff?
So the sheer numbers involved is crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Stuart's battery, Zerne, Zerne. It's not a new player, Stuart, I'm afraid.
Unlucky.
But you are only the 4th person to send them in. So it's a pretty rare battery.
Yeah.
Jeremiah sent them in on, quite depressingly, on Christmas Day of 2021.
That's when you get your batteries out though, isn't it?
He said, you know what's better than Christmas presents? Christmas presents with batteries included.
Yeah.
And he took this out of his knockoff lightsaber on Christmas Day. So he's thinking of us on Christmas Day.
Cool.
Chris sent them in July of 2022. and Daniel sent them in May of last year. So you're only the fourth person to send them in, Stuart. Good effort, but not a new player. Commiserations.
There we go. Well, we'll be back on a Monday, so look after yourselves. You're going to be reading up on the World War II.
I'm always doing that.
Actually, the Finnish story in World War II is quite interesting, isn't it? Like, they're flip-flopping all over the place, aren't they, for obvious reasons?
They're hard bastards to finish.
They're hard bastards. They've got to be on that, on that line.
It's like quite heavy metal about them.
I completely agree. All right, then. We'll be back on Monday. Look after yourselves. Ta-ta, Luke.
See ya.